What's going on, man? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Ron, and today we're going to get into our Week 14 waiver wire targets, and we're going to do a little Week 13 fantasy football recap. You know, we had a great week, interesting stuff. A lot of people had make or break matchups. You know, you win some, you lose some. I'm in like 7 leagues. I'll probably get into later on which leagues I'm missing the playoffs in, which leagues I'm looking nice. But today, I really want to talk about these games were interesting, man. I'm going to figure some stuff out for this live stream first, trying to get some people in here. I got to put the link in the Discord. I got to get the YouTube straightened out. So just bear with me, especially if you're watching this back after I already live stream it. Just bear with me, fellas. It's gonna be a clean, smooth live stream. I think this is live stream number 4 now. Now these lives they're not getting a crazy amount of views. I know it's gonna snowball though. We're getting people in the Discord, getting people in the live streams. It's going to snowball. Right now we're kind of at like a lull in the fantasy season, you know what I mean? This is week 1 of the fantasy playoffs. Not everybody's in the fantasy playoffs. Only the top 25, 50% of leagues are in the playoffs, you know what I mean? So not everybody even cares about fantasy at this point. Trade deadline's already done. So I just like to hop on here, talk to you guys, talk some football, talk some lineup shit, talk some injuries shit going on. There's a lot of stuff going on that's not directly related to fantasy, but still good to talk about. Now I got to get a live stream. I got to get a thumbnail on this live real quick. It's looking hella bare naked. If you clicked on this with literally just my beautiful face as a thumbnail, you're a real one. Face is kind of busted today, though. I'll be honest. All right, waiver wire week 14. We got Kiki Kuti and Denzel Mims on the cover. I think those are 2 guys that are getting a little bit of buzz right now. But we'll talk about the matchups in a second. Also, I can't see the chat right now. I'm going to pull up on my phone when I get a minute. But let me know. Should we break down the shit that just happened? Or should we start it off by breaking down what's about to happen tonight? Or should I show you guys my leagues and where I'm at in a lot of these leagues heading into the playoffs right now? I don't know. I'm thinking personally, I can't see the chat yet, but I'm thinking personally we're going to break down these matchups, or we're going to recap these matchups. Then I'll tell you guys about what I need to happen tonight, what I'm looking for. There we go. Dude, I've been trying to figure out, now I got the live chat to replay on the when it downloads and posts itself as a normal video. So that's sick. Enable slow mode. This helps your live chat. Slow your live chat by requiring that participants wait a... Nah. Imagine I was big enough to have a slow mode on. Alright, so let me save this. Then I'm going to drop the link in the Discord. I'm going to drop the link to the Discord in the chat on this video. And then we're going to get into these games, fellas. Alright, so now that is done. Fuck. I shouldn't have clicked out of YouTube. I'm going to pull up the chat on my phone, man. I wonder, I could just be shouting into the abyss right now and nobody's even on here. Dang. So I was right. I was shouting into the abyss. Nobody's on here yet. Stream always picks up as we go. It seems like I don't mind staying on here for a while, but it seems like it starts out really slow, and then after we're about 30, 40 minutes in, that's when we really start to kick it into that overdrive. Which, as we keep doing these, the YouTube algorithm is going to start treating us a lot better. You know what I mean? I got some faith in what the future of this channel looks like. Alright, so now we got that going. I'm going to drop the link to the Discord in the chat. Damn, never a good sign when the laptop fan's already going crazy. Now we got that pinned at the top. Now I think we're ready to roll. I think this is a good setup right here. Now let me get the live going on my phone. Now I can see who's in here. All right, now I'm gonna put myself in the top right. Also, I changed the background image. Kind of got tired of having the sophomore volleyball or sophomore dodgeball picture there. I don't know why it was ever there. I guess you'd have to ask sophomore Ron Stewart. But I've just never changed it. I've been a bit lazy. All right, I think we're looking good. All right, it seems like I think I'm the only one in here right now. So I think that we're just going to break down. We're just going to go over the matchups that just happened then. Man, Creighton versus Kansas at 5 is juicy. That's a juicy matchup. Holy fuck. College basketball is stacked today, boys. If you're into college basketball, let me know. Let me know in the comments because no one's in the live right now. You guys are into college basketball, let me know. One of the better videos on my channel right now is the college basketball preview. Things are looking really good for the teams I mentioned in there. I mentioned Texas. Texas looks like a Final Four team right now. I bet them at plus 5,000 to win the championship. Now they're looking like plus 3,000, so big value. All right, let's check out the scores. I'm thinking maybe we go backwards. Maybe we start out with the primetime games. I don't know. Or maybe I kind of want to save the primetime games for when we get more people in here, though. I got some takes to fire off about the Washington game and the Bills game. I got some takes. That's the thing. Should we start with which game is juicy? Should I just go right down the list? I'm gonna start Raiders Jets and we'll go from there. I also want to bring up on the little Google Drive ski. I'm gonna have a little document this time. I feel like last time when we were going over waiver wire ads, I was just like kept on counting off my fucking fingers, didn't know what I was even talking about. Now we're gonna be a little bit more systematic. You know, we're gonna up things on this channel a little bit. Be a little bit more organized. Here we go. This is just where I put the title, the description, all that shit in. Let me delete that though. Delete that and waiver wire ads week 14. Here we fucking go, fellas. Let me double space this the fuck out. Shout out MLA. All right. All right, time to get into these fucking games, fellas. Actually, maybe we'll take a little. Should we take a look at injuries? No, we'll just break down the games and we'll go through from there. Let me peep the box score. All right, so first up, Raiders versus Jets. As you guys know, I am a Jets fan. I could not be, or actually no, I have to save this video for somebody. I have to save the Jets take for more people when they're in here. That's how we're gonna start it off something light with the Saints game. We'll go Saints Falcons. I honestly didn't catch too much of this game. This came up on Red Zone here and there. Really didn't see anything too much from this game. Wow, 3 fumbles for Taysom Hill. So a 21-7. A little bit of a fourth quarter garbage time from Atlanta Falcons. Wasn't that close. But this is huge for Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara's game logs has been absolutely brutal. Hold on, let me just make sure everything is chilling on the live. There we go. Everybody's now we're gassing. One person watching. I got faith that we're gonna climb a little bit here. I got faith. Hopefully people didn't lose interest because the playoffs are here. But maybe that's what it is. So let me see. So Alvin Kamara outside of last week, he goes 15, 88, a touchdown. Man, the receiving numbers are still super concerning with Alvin Kamara, man. I know 88 and 1 is startable, and I think that's great. I will say, if you're out of the playoffs in Dynasty, and in Dynasty your trade deadline, I have a league where my trade deadline is week 13, and I have a Dynasty league where my trade deadline is non-existent. So you can trade at any point in the playoffs. Alvin Kamara is a guy that I think that if you're rebuilding or if you just missed the playoffs, I think you can get him. I think you could do a little swapperooski and get him out of there, because right now, in terms of 2020 value, it's so insanely low for Kamara. 9 receiving yards. He has 7 receiving yards over his last 3 games. Man, that's a big bump. I know that, and that's the crazy part. 3 targets for 2 receptions for 9 yards is his best receiving line with Taysom Hill. I mean, maybe you could argue that at no point were any of these in a bad game script. Like, maybe that's what you could argue. It's tough though. I mean, his best rushing game. But I think Alvin Kamara is a guy that is going to ruin a lot of fantasy teams. Hey, dude, can you please tell me why the crazy fan named Gru ran to the field and tries to spray brown grass smoke to Jacoby Myers? I'll be honest with you, Carlos Regan, I, for one, have not seen that. I hope you're not trolling me, man, because I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look this up. You're telling me that somebody ran on the field and sprayed Jacoby Myers? What? How would I go about finding that, Carlos? Did that actually happen? I personally, dude, that game was such a blowout, like 45-0. I literally didn't really even watch that shit. Can you please tell me why the crazy fan named Gru ran to the field and tries to spray? That's a question I don't have the answer to, my friend. To be honest, if you can give me a little, tell me what to search on Google, because I'm really interested to see that actually happen on video. But you're telling me, I think that they were in LA. Man, I will also say about this Falcons game, like you said last week, man, you cannot start any of these Falcons running backs. Gurley's not healthy enough, and they won't commit to either Brian Hill or Ito Smith. Who's getting the most? Oh man, none of them are even really getting receiving work too. It's getting really split up. But yeah, if you guys, I see that we now got 3 guys in the live. If you're just joining, we're gonna do a little recap of the Week 13 games, and from each one, if there's somebody that's worth adding on waivers, I'm gonna add it to this document right here. We're going to get a nice little list going for the waiver wire, and we're just going to kind of roll through these games and kind of talk about what's relevant, whether that's dynasty, seasonal, waiver wire ads, whatever you may have. So this game was never really close. Matt Ryan's been kind of a liability in the late season right now. But I mean, I feel like the Saints are a tough defense to do anything against, though. Right? Saints, yeah, bottom 5. So I'm not sure that you ever really wanted to start Matt Ryan this week. Taysom Hill, 2 touchdowns, 80. Man, Taysom Hill, as long as he starts, man, he's gonna be a stud QB. And you got Calvin Ridley, Coolio, both borderline wide receiver 1s right now. Love that for them. Of course, Russell Gage does something. I mean, nothing really crazy to take away from this game. I don't think anybody got hurt, right? I mean, maybe, should I start pulling up Roto World? NFL player news. Anything for Atlanta? He's dealing with a knee injury. Hayden Hurst just had 1 catch. Really just need injuries. Julio Jones. Okay, so nothing in Atlanta. Anything in New Orleans? I can't remember there being an injury for New Orleans either. Come on, yeah, okay. So yeah, nothing really to take away from the Saints Falcons game. That wasn't really a game I was excited for. It's not really a game that was interesting. I still don't really know if Carlos is in the chat. Carlos, you in the chat, man? I'm still confused about this Jacoby Myers thing. All right, now we'll take a little look at the Detroit Lions game. I mean, Adrian Peterson, if he's available in leagues, man, I'm gonna see what his availability is. I think that he's a waiver wire ad for sure, man. 16, 57, 2 on a stingy Chicago Bears team. Stafford looked good, dude. 400 passing yards on the Chicago Bears. Stafford's a bad man. That's what people forget. Man, I need to see if I can close anything out here. I gotta close out Discord. I got Streamlabs open. Let me close out iMessage. My phone, my laptop is already starting to just go into overdrive on the fan ski, I'd say. What are you looking at? How hard is it to just find Adrian Peterson on here? Adrian Peterson, 36.2% roster. Adrian Peterson, welcome onto the waiver wire ads list. That's a decent waiver wire ad because who knows what's really going on with Deandre Swift. As much as I really do love Deandre Swift, man, he is somebody that is just it's looking rough for him in these fantasy playoffs for sure. Inactive for Week 13. He'll miss his third straight game. I really do hope he comes back. I really do. He was having a great end to the season there. So, I mean, carry on Johnson. 3 carries for 3 yards. Good grace. Marvin Jones looked like a stud. Marvin Jones available in ESPN leagues? I feel like he probably shouldn't be. He's always an interesting ad. What is this? Love when this happens. I feel like he's probably, 76.5. I like to keep the waiver wire list to anybody that's under 50% owned. Then we got Trubisky, did whatever. Montgomery's look solid, man. As much shit as I've given Montgomery. Wow, Cordell Patterson with 10 carries? Ooh, 10 carries and 2 targets. If they were using Cordell Patterson in like a hybrid 10 carries, 5 target type role, I'd be extremely interested. I'd be extremely interested in Cordell Patterson, but 10 carries doesn't really do it for me. I don't think you can roster anybody on the Chicago Bears team besides A-Rob. Hawkinson looks like a stud. Hawkinson was on my preseason my guys list. Quintez Cephas is an interesting rookie as well. Not really anybody in either of these games that I'm too excited about. I mean, Adrian Peterson is like a solid pickup. I wouldn't burn waiver on him or any fab unless if you're really pressed for a win and your back against the wall at this point. This game was wacky. I really only saw clips of the first half on Red Zone because it was just the Browns pounding the fuck out of the Titans. Like they were just beating the fuck out of them. I think Baker had 4 touchdowns in the first half or something like that. Now, that is something I love to see. Baker's somebody I really believe in. I still believe in him. I still think as a prospect, he was the best quarterback in that draft. I think now, I don't know. If you guys were to rank that 2020 first round draft class, if you were GM and you could have any of those 5 QBs, so you got Baker, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, Lamar for the next 5 years, I think for sure you go Darnold and Rosen on the bottom. And then I'd say Lamar and Josh Allen are top 2 in that type of tier. And then I think Baker is like a slight tier below them. I'd say a slight tier below them. I mean, dude, 4 touchdowns. I don't think he's looked good on the year though. What are his like yearly totals at? I just love Baker though, man. Like his personality, like just the way he plays the game. Yeah, he's looking good this year too, man. Ooh, yeah, the touchdown to interception ratio is his career high. Almost is matching his rookie year completion percentage number. 9-3. Baker, man, dude, say what you want about Baker, dude. His QBR is the highest it's ever been, and on top of that, man, he goes to a team that was like 0-16 or like I can't remember the record that was there before he comes in, man. But 6-7, 6-10, and 9-3 on the Cleveland Browns. Like just remember what that team looked like 3 years ago. As a Jets fan, I'm praying that this is how the Jets look. You know what I mean? We're super ugly now. We've been ugly the last 5 years, but then maybe Trevor Lawrence comes in, Justin Fields comes in, and he starts to win some games. Maybe we get like a 6-win season, a 7-win season, and then by year 3 in the system, then we're looking at playoffs. Then we're looking at contender type seasons. And I think you could say that the same thing's going to happen with Joe Burrow if he stays healthy. I think, or obviously he just got banged up, but you know what I mean. Now, here's the thing about the Cleveland receivers. I'm not sure any of them are really interesting outside of Jarvis. But Jarvis is probably owned everywhere. I don't see myself in a league with one flex ever starting Rashard Higgins. That's really the problem for me. Yeah, 86.8% rostered. What about Higgins? Higgins is probably available almost everywhere, but I don't think that there is a world where I'm that interested in him. I'd have to see the game logs. Do they have the game logs? No. I think Higgins in like deep leagues is interesting, but I think that this was just kind of a out of the ordinary Baker where he's just gonna throw 4 touchdowns and go fucking insane. That just doesn't happen. I mean, the last couple, yeah, 9 targets. I don't know when OBG got hurt. I know he definitely got hurt around this time. Then you got 4-3-65. Yeah, I'm just not interested. Just not really bought into that. Yeah, Rashard Higgins, he's not interesting to me. The tight ends, I think outside of Jarvis and the 2 running backs, there's not really anybody that you can start. I'd also say temper expectations on Kareem Hunt. I think that he's going to be fine. I don't know why he didn't run well this game. I still would say that he's going to be fine. Nick Chubb had another great game. This game sucked though, man. I had Derrick Henry in a couple spots. Yeah, I don't know what Carlos is on about. If Carlos, you ever find that video, man, drop it in the live chat. But I'm really not sure what you're referring to, man. Now, what'd you say? True. Anyways, is Mitch Trubisky really plays this week? If Mitch Trubisky, I have Taysom Hill, but Saints are flirting with Brees coming back. Wait, Chew, are you saying that if Trubisky plays this week, should you pick him up and that you already have Rivers, Cousins, Dalton, and Taysom Hill rostered? Just Superflex, what's up? Just give me slightly more information. No fault on you though. I don't like it's tough. It's tough to communicate through text while I'm talking. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna assume that you're saying that should you pick up Trubisky even though you have Rivers, Cousins, and Dalton rostered? Who's Trubisky playing this week? That's the question. Yeah, that's what you meant? Alright, cool. Let me see who he's playing this week. But I think I would side on the idea. Yeah, man, it's all, dude. I'm known for just absolutely butchering. I mean, 13.2 weight. He plays Houston, and I'd imagine that Houston is a juicy matchup. I feel like Detroit was also a juicy matchup, though. He didn't really do anything crazy. I mean, Houston is not as juicy as Detroit. I think I'd side with probably. I mean, like I'd probably drop Dalton for him, but to be honest with you, I would definitely go. For me, the rankings on that, I definitely would go Taysom Hill, Kirk Cousins, Rivers, and then like I'd say emergency is Mitch Trubisky. I don't mind adding Trubisky instead of Dalton, just as like to change out your like four string. I wonder, is this super flex or are you just rostering a bunch of QBs? I don't mind rostering that many QBs either when if it's like a deep league and there's not a lot on waivers, pretty much. But yeah, I would take Trubisky over Dalton. But like I said, I would definitely not want to start either of them. I'd really, dude. Taysom Hill has been sick. I was just talking about that. We covered the Saints game. Taysom Hill's been sick, but you're right. I got to look at that. You think Drew Brees could come back this week? I was here in week 15, but if he comes back, remains without a time frame for his return. I honestly wouldn't be able to give you a time frame. He's like a handful of the other guys that are down there working their tails off to get back healthy. Saints are 3-0 with Taysom Hill under center. Saints are 3-0 with Taysom Hill under center the last 3 weeks and just clinched a playoff spot. He's definitely isn't going to slow play his return. Home field advantage is still on, but Payton loves Hill and seems comfortable easing Brees back in. Honestly, my guess is going to be that Taysom Hill is going to be the starter. I'd say for another week. Because, I mean, he's 3-0. They're looking good. You don't want to rush Brees in and get him re-injured. What's up, Milo? I feel like I've seen you in these streams before, man. And if you have, welcome back, Milo. I know I've seen that picture. Who is that, man? I can't make out who that girl is in your picture. I need Lamar and Dalton to get at least 14 points combined to make playoffs. I'm thinking you hit that pretty easily. I'm saying that's L work, bro. I'm saying there's no. Let me not jinx you. I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna say that from my calculations, I would say that you're looking good. I'd say you're looking good from my calculations. But I can't guarantee anything. I don't want to jinx anything. How is Andy Dalton? Like, I haven't even really been keeping up with Andy Dalton's game log since he's been back. But I feel like has the Cowboys' offense looked a little bit smoother? I mean, they beat the Vikings the other week. Ooh, tough loss to Washington now. 3 touchdowns versus Minnesota. Baltimore is gonna be a tough matchup, man. But like 14 points. And the girl is Livy Dunn. She bad. I don't recognize her, but I guess it, man. And all right, so boys, I was talking about I was talking about the Tennessee game. I don't know if any of you guys were with me on the Sunday morning live stream. News came out that Denzel Ward gets hurt. News comes out that Jonnu Smith is hurt. So Corey Davis was in a smash spot. I literally immediately I heard those things. I put him in my starting lineup. Then I run onto the place where I put bets in and immediately bet his over. I wish I put more on his over. I put like $10 over 56.5 receiving yards. You guys know me. I don't got the fattest bankrolls, all right? So I'm not $10 is like a 1 unit play for me. My max bet will be like $50 on it. That's if I really feel good about something. Hopefully, bro. I was in second place for 3 weeks. So I was flexing on everybody. If I miss it, the league is going to clown me. That is always a rough spot to be in. That's always a rough spot to be in. Oh my god. You might dude, is it so it's pretty set in stone that if they don't get 14, you're missing out on playoffs. I'd feel pretty decent about it though, man. And like because they're playing against each other, I can't see a world where one of them doesn't do well. You know what I mean? Like the team that's gonna win. Let me chill. I'm not even gonna like give you the doomsday scenario. I think you'll be good, man. Corey Davis, 11, 182, and 12. He outproduced AJ Brown. Maybe Corey Davis is the alpha in this offense, fellas. What are we thinking? I'm honestly just messing around with that. I know he's not the fucking alpha. Here's the question though. I want to know if Corey Davis I'm thinking he's probably not. I'm thinking he's owned in a lot of places. Like I'm gonna check if his ownership is decent. Now, guys, if you're new to the stream, I'm gonna be breaking down the games that just happened. I'm gonna be breaking down the games that just happened. Then I'm gonna be going over to here, adding the waiver wire ads. Right now, all we got is Adrian Peterson. I'm like 2 games in. But also feel free to fire questions off at me, and I'll go off on tangents on that shit too. I don't have any place to be. I got nothing but time, so I'm happy to answer you guys' questions. I'm happy to break down these games. Got a nice waiver wire list for you guys, all typed up. And also, if you're fucking with the stream, man, make sure you go down below, subscribe, leave a like. And I got the Discord link pinned at the top of the chat, man. That's where we're going to get subscriber leagues going in there, subscriber seasonal leagues, dynasty leagues, best ball leagues are going to be in there. If I ever make a video where I'm going to have like a mock draft, I'm going to be doing plenty of dynasty mock drafts, plenty of fantasy football mock drafts in the summer. That's going to be the first place that I go to drop a link in for content and stuff like that. Like super exclusive stuff. That's what I'm going to have in my Discord. So right now we're still super small. You know, we got like 200 something subscribers. You know, we got like 6 people in the Discord. We're starting out small, man. But I'm telling you guys, get in now, before we get big. I'm telling you that we're really gonna grow this channel. I have the support that even the diehard fans of this channel are giving. I really like where our future's headed. You're saying, what defense should I pick up? Cardinals, Saints, or Chiefs for this week? I'm gonna put you on real quick. Central Blue Diamonds. My favorite resource. I don't know if it came out yet this week, but this is I trust them with my. I don't know what I trust them with, but I trust them with everything. I trust them with my all. But you got to go on Reddit. Oh, this is 2 years ago. Damn, his Week 14 rankings aren't out yet. But I mean, if you want me to give you the early, I think that he usually has the next week's. You're saying Cardinals, Saints, or Chiefs? All right, so this is the Week 14 projections. Saints are 11.1. So I'm gonna say Saints if you can, but I'll rank them for you real quick. Saints, Cardinals, or Chiefs? Cardinals, Chiefs. So in that exact Saints, Cardinals, then Chiefs. I think, right? Am I an idiot? Saints? No, Saints, Chiefs, then Cardinals. That's how I would rank them, I think. Yeah. But this is going to update. I think they come out every... What is today? Tuesday? I think they come out every Wednesday. But this is... I trust this with my life. Every week, this is where I get my defensive rankings from. This guy, he does great shit. His name's Subverted Down on the Fantasy Football subreddit. And I go straight to here, peep his shit. And I go straight off of his rankings. Same thing with kickers. You click the kicker right here. But here's the kicker. I don't know. He has like sort of like corny names for his shit, but I'm telling you guys, this is my favorite resource for defensive kicker ranks. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm some guru on the defenses, because a lot of that's random. There's point totals that goes into it, weather that can go into it. I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff that I'm more of a guy that I'm going to focus on the player stuff, and I'm not going to be fake and tell you guys that I'm some pro when it comes to defense and kickers. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you guys, if you want me to drop the link of this in the YouTube chat, I will. This is a great resource. I promise you guys, this is what I use every week when I have to get defensive kickers going. But now, after that long tangent, like I said, Saints, Chiefs, Cardinals. Milo, just joined the Discord. Welcome to the family, brother. I appreciate that, man. I'm telling you, we're really going to grow this thing out. I'm going to really hope that this snowballs, because I'm going to start dropping. I'd always drop the live stream link in the Discord. Hope that people come from Discord. Hope that people come from the YouTube recommended. Hope that people subscribe. We're going to really grow this thing. Right now, we're in kind of like the downswing of the fantasy football season right now. You know what I mean? We're week 1 of the playoffs. Only the pros are here. If you are in the playoffs, if you're good at fantasy, then you're here. You're in this live stream. You still care. But you know what I mean? That's only the top 25 to 50% of leagues right now. So people are waning off from the fantasy football content. I'm gonna start shifting towards basketball. Then we're gonna get NFL draft, and then we're gonna go from there right back into seasonal previews in the summer. And that's when we're really gonna pick up steam. But for right now, I like getting these live streams. I like really getting a personal feel with you guys. And like I said, any questions, any start sit? I know that you don't really have any start sit questions because That's not, you know what I mean? Waiver wire questions, but I'm going to start putting together a list. Okay, so what was I doing? Now, so what we're doing right now, I see that we got 6 people in the chat. Appreciate the fuck out of all you guys. I think one of them is me, so we got 5 people in the fucking chat. What I'm doing is I'm going through every game, going to fire off some takes, going to recap the games, and when I come across a player that's worthy of an ad, 54.4% rostered Corey Davis. Welcome to the list. Corey Davis is a must add. Just liked and subscribed. Central Blue Diamonds. I really appreciate that, man. Every single subscriber, every single like, man, it all really does count, man. It really does. I really, especially you guys getting in early, like, you know what I mean? My channel it's not huge. It's not anything crazy, you know. We're like 280 subscribers right now. But everybody who believes in the content and believes in the channel right now, I really appreciate you guys, man. Like, it means a lot. It means a lot to go out and subscribe to a channel that's at 280 subscribers. You know what I mean? I haven't earned your trust yet. You guys don't know my credibility or anything like that. So it just means a lot. So what do we got? Corey Davis, 11. Oh my, dude, the Corey Davis went crazy, man. If you guys were here on the Sunday stream, I set my lineups every Sunday on live stream. Me and this guy were going back and forth whether or not I should start Corey Davis or Deontay Johnson. I picked Corey Davis. And it was kind of controversial at the time, but it ended up paying some dividends, I would say, as my econ teacher likes to say. I think Ferkser. Anything else in here that interesting? I don't think Ferkser is that interesting, right? I think Jonnu will probably come back soon. I'm gonna peep that real quick. I don't really think that. I mean, is Jonnu the boy? I mean, not is he the boy? Is he gonna get healthy anytime soon? Inactive. Team announced lingering knee issue. Ferkser will presumably take over tight end 1 duties. Ferkser's a decent streaming tight end option. Week 14's up in the air too. That's no bueno. I got Jonnu Smith in a couple places. So whatever though. I'm not really sold on Ferkser. Love for Dynasty. If you're in a deep Dynasty league, Jeremy Mcnichols, I really like him. He came out as a I'm not gonna look into his player profiler, but I'm just gonna pull up the website just in case. By the way, like I said before, you guys that are new here, you guys don't know my credibility, but I have written articles for Player Profiler in the past. I don't really write anymore because you guys are here watching the video. You know what I mean? How many of you guys that are here, would you guys say that you read articles more often, or do you watch the YouTube videos more often? My opinion is that I think that the YouTube videos are really what's growing. It's kind of like the new wave. You know what I mean? Whereas fantasy articles are kind of a thing from the past. It's a lot of time, dude, to sit down and write an article that's like 1,000+ words, man. It feels like a school project. But here it just feels like I'm talking with the homies, man. Yeah, dude. Deante fucking Johnson, man. Deante Johnson. I also look. I hate to brag. I hate to pat myself on the back. But I know you guys are new, and that's completely fine. We're at 200 something subscribers. 95% of the people that watch my stuff aren't subscribed, but I came out with probably my favorite video was my Guys video before the season started, where I broke down maybe like 5 players at each position that I really loved heading into the season, and Deante Johnson was one of the guys I was the highest on coming in. And dude, the targets 10, 11, 16, 13, and 12 in an offense with Claypool and with Juju. Deante is the real deal. He just is. I can't see, like, this is insane. 10, 11, 16, 13. I know 8 for 71 and 1 isn't an insane stat line, but double-digit targets week in and week out. Beautiful stuff. If you have Deontay Johnson, yeah, man, he is a wide receiver 2. You can literally set him in at wide receiver 2. It's just that you gotta remember, I had J.K. Dobbins in the flex, and then it pretty much was Calvin Ridley, and then Corey Davis or Deontay Johnson, and I just jumped on the Corey Davis thing, and I knew that I could have regretted it. You said you watch YouTube videos more often? Yeah, me too. I think everybody watches YouTube videos more often, or especially, I don't know how old you guys are, but like I feel like everybody like under 50 probably prefers YouTube, or everybody like under 35 probably prefers YouTube. You know what I mean? YouTube or podcast. You know. I upload a lot of these as podcasts as well. I'm not really sure if I want to upload the live streams as podcasts, though. I feel like it's kind of just, I feel like you lose that aspect when you don't have the live chat. You know what I mean? So I mean, we had this game. Here's the question I have for you guys: Are we prepared to say that Tua is like a franchise QB? I mean, is he hurt? Can we make the excuse that he's hurt? I mean, 296 and a touchdown, like 296 and a touchdown is not bad. I mean, he's a rookie quarterback. Maybe we just have to temper expectations because of like what Herbert's doing and what Burrow was doing. I mean, he hasn't thrown a pick yet. But I mean, 2 touchdowns. What's his yards per attempt? Do you guys think? I mean, that was his second game with over 200 yards. I don't know. He feels very game manager to me right now. I could be completely wrong though. I'm gonna be honest. He played the Bengals this week. I really didn't watch a lot of that game. That game did not come up on outside of all the scraps. The scraps were great. I don't know why. What's his name? Tyler Boyd was getting into it with Xavier Howard and Byron Jones. That was great. That was great content. But to be honest with you, I haven't really been looking into. I haven't been watching a lot of Dolphins basketball or football recently. Gaskin in his first week back, 21 carries. They're committed to Gaskin, man. They're dude, 21 carries, 2 receptions, 51 yards. It's 140 total yards, 0 touchdowns, and he's still great fantasy day. That's insane. The fact that he had 21 of 28 carries, I'm thinking. I don't know. Are any of you guys in dynasty leagues? How are we feeling about Myles Gaskin in dynasty? Do we think Miami's going to draft a running back or sign one, or are they just going to roll with Gaskin? I really can't tell. I mean, 4.3 yards per carry, that's solid. And I will say, man, Mckissach, man, that is 11 targets, 9 catches, 88 yards, and a touchdown. I'm a big fan of Mckissach's game, man. The guy's a freak. Dude, Penn State is suspect. Penn State is sus when it comes. Why do they keep pumping out these athletes, man? It's either their weight room's either insane or they're giving these kids roids. Like I can't. Mckissach, like, and a lot of them are white dudes too. Troy Apke, the fucking safety who runs like a 4.3, 4.2. Then you got Pat Fryermuth, I think is his name, who's gonna be coming in soon. Man, Mckissach looks good, man. Mckissach looks good, especially as soon as I heard that, especially with Jakeem Grant, like after he got hurt. As soon as, what's their slot receiver's name? Or not the slot receiver, but as soon as I saw, who's the young kid from Louisville? Preston Williams. As soon as I saw Preston Williams get hurt, Mckissick gets a big bump there. How is Mckissach done in the last few weeks? That's really the question. And is he available on waivers? I know that he's probably not available on waivers, but you have to remember that people really love to sleep. Dude, 64.7% rostered? You can get him in places. 4 for 43. I know that's not exciting, but the tight end position is just so ugly. Yeah, he's literally the tight end 6 right now. He's literally the tight end 6, 64% owned. 19.3, 10.5. He's a boomer bust tight end, but that's what you're getting outside of Waller, Kelsey, Kittle. Here's something else I will say. If Kittle's available in your league, please go get him. I 71.5% rostered now, so he can't get on the waiver list. The guys that I'm gonna have on this waiver list are all going to be under 50% owned. There we go. Corey Davis, Adrian Peterson. Is there anybody interesting? I don't think Gaskin is somebody that you add off waivers. Mckissach, Gaskin, Grant, Devontae Parker. He had 8 targets, 435. I'm really not worried about Parker, but I will say that if you have Parker in fantasy football, you're rooting for Ryan Fitzpatrick start. Ryan Fitzpatrick starting for Devontae Parker literally elevates him from like a fringe wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 to like a top 12, top 15 option easily. I'm not really interested with the rest of that team. Boyd had 1 for 170. He had 1 for 72 and a touchdown. Then he got taken out. Higgins 7 targets, 5 for 56. Higgins, like I said, stud. Put him. I just made a video about my favorite trade targets in Dynasty. Again, I don't know if you guys play Dynasty football, But that's Dynasty is super fun, and T. Higgins is just somebody that I really want. He's somebody that really looks like he's going to be a wide receiver 1 in the near future. I would say next year I think I'm going to have him in my top 24 wide receivers in seasonal leagues. But nobody I'm really interested in adding from that game. Now we got Jaguars versus Vikings. Take a little look at Jaguars versus Vikings. Take a little look. Mike Glennon, another start. I really don't see it with Mike Glennon. I really don't understand why it's not Gardner Minshew. Is Minshew healthy? I feel like Minshew is healthy. I don't understand why Minshew's sideline was okay. That was November 29th. T. Higgins, dude. T. Higgins is raw. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I got his evaluation pre-draft a little bit wrong. I didn't have him super low. But I didn't have him top 5. If I remember correctly, I think I had him like top 7. I'm honestly not that mad with where I had him. I had him, I want to say pre-draft, CD, Rager, Jefferson, Judy, Mims, and then I think Higgins, Shenault. Or Shenault Higgins, one of the two. I think I had him in my top. I can't be mad at that. But we're going to get better. Remember, this is I'm not even 365 days into producing content, producing rankings, doing all that. I'm only going to get better, man. I'm literally 19. We're grinding. I'm only going to get better. And we're still killing it this year. With everybody that used my pre-draft rankings. It was just like a bullshit Google Drive document that I just put on the bottom of my videos. I mean, James Robinson, man, Colin Johnson with a second straight week of being pretty sick. 4 for 66. Man, I really don't like that. I hate the way that Mike Glennon has been distributing the ball. 6 targets for Colin Johnson. Like, DJ Chark is so much better than 2 for 41 on 7 targets. He's so much better than that. Chark is somebody I was high on going into the season. He's really been disappointing. Juju doesn't re-sign with the Steelers in the offseason. James Washington is going to be a sleeper in the late rounds. I'm with you. Yeah. Here's the question though: who plays in the slot? I think Deontay Johnson could probably be a natural slot guy. Maybe that would even increase his value a little bit. Move Deontay Johnson into the slot, keep Washington and Claypool on the outsides. I don't know. Claypool in like a big slot role, kind of like as a move tight end, is sort of interesting, but I don't think so. Has there been any buzz as to like why Juju wants to leave or where he's going? I've heard the buzz that he wants out or not, or just that he plans to not sign back. Colin Johnson, Eifert, Chark. None of these guys are interesting for fantasy. The Shenault touchdown was so insanely whack. That was the only passing touchdown of the game. They score on defense? Yeah, okay. Nobody I like. I mean, I think Colin Johnson. No, I'm not interested. In a league with one flex, I'm really not interested. Dalvin Cook, 32 for 120. Man, he only had 3.8 yards per carry. His long was 12. Jesus. How good is the run D on the Jaguars? I feel like not good. Wow, bottom 6. He probably just wants to be the set wide receiver 1. I mean, here's the thing though, Milo. I heard that he wanted out of Pittsburgh before the season even started. And I mean, going into the season, he was the one. I mean, maybe you could go back to last season when it was just a shit show without Big Ben, and maybe he even felt like then that he was losing the grip on the wide receiver 1 spot. But I hate that he'd have to leave. Like, Deontay Johnson's being productive in that offense. Claypool's being productive. Like, why can't Juju be productive? I've also heard, I don't know if you've seen his TikToks, and he's like phase Juju. He's in phase. People are saying he wants to go to Cali, which I would like for content reasons. You know what I mean? I'm a big fan of him partnering up with guys in phase and doing the TikTok dances. I think it's cool to see a football player do that. But at the same time, I wish that he would just be sick. I wish that he would just be the Juju that I remember from his first 2 years. Like fucking Justin Jefferson, bro. Even Juju wasn't doing Justin Jefferson things his rookie year, I feel like. I don't know. I'd have to I'd have to compare them side by side, but man, Jefferson's now out. He's now out producing Adam Thielen. I mean, Adam Thielen's long was 14, so I guess he was getting super short routes across the field. Jefferson, man, if you want to talk about, I mean, T. Higgins is a beast. Now, Justin Jefferson, what do you, I don't know what I could have done pre-draft. I had Justin Jefferson, I don't know if I should beat myself up about it, but I had Justin Jefferson as my wide receiver 3 behind Rager. I really liked Rager coming in. I still like Rager, but best compared to Reggie Wayne. Breakout age was pretty decent. I mean, his dominator wasn't anything crazy, but in the context of that offense with Burrow and all those guys, 4.43, there just wasn't enough in his college profile that I was really happy about. I thought that he just did everything super well. Broke out at a young age. Did well with a guy named Jamar Chase in the same offense as him. Right, and then you look at Rager. And Rager's, who's he comparable to? Christian Kirk, 4.47, super bursty, great breakout age, great target share, good dominator. I don't know. I just liked it better, man. I liked it better, but I don't know. Should I beat myself up about that? I still feel like, as prospects, all else equal, if we rewind back to the preseason, I don't know. For me, I just had a tough time putting Jefferson over Rager. I still really believe in him. Now here's the thing. Let's go to that Eagles game. I want to see what Rager did. I think I caught like a glimpse of him going crazy for a second. Eagles-Packers game. How do you feel about the Carson Wentz situation? That's what we're about to talk about. Now, the Carson Wentz situation. Also, by the way, fellas, this is not how the usual quality on my YouTube videos looks. I'm on my webcam on my Mac. Usually, I have my phone going. You know, we got some high 4K 1080p type shit going on. This is my webcam. Also, the microphone is somewhere in my laptop. I don't know where it's at in my laptop. Let me know if I'm too loud, if the audio sounds whack, anything like that. Let me know. I'm gonna assume that because nobody said anything that it's fine. I'm just putting that out there. Man, Carson went 6 for 15, 79. I've just never seen something like this. He was so good for a second. Like Carson Wentz stats. I thought that he was like an elite quarterback for. If you asked me like a year ago today, I feel like I just don't understand how he regressed so hard, dude. 33-7. You gotta be a dog to go 33-7. You gotta be a dog to go to throw for. I mean, it was in 13 games, but to throw for how many yards per game? 250. God damn it! Is that the Rager? Oh no, that's not that's the Aaron Jones run where he seals it, dude. Carson Wentz, man, I've never seen something like this. I think this is the year where he's about to be like MVP and he gets hurt, right? This is 2017 is the year that they win the Super Bowl. He comes out 33-7, fine, but then the next year he even improves his completion percentage. That's huge. That is huge. If you come out in 11 games, you improve the completion percentage, then he comes out. What is happening? What is this? My bad, fellas. That's my bad. But if you're, boys, I see that we're at a good chunk of people in the stream right now. If you're new here, we're just breaking down the games, and this is just me going on a little tangent about Carson Wentz. I really don't understand this Carson Wentz situation. I've never seen something like this from a quarterback because I was looking at why Josh Allen is good. You know what I mean? So I looked up Josh Allen's stats and what happened, and I think that a really good indicator that a QB is progressing is that completion percentage goes up. He goes from and the touchdown to interception ratio. He goes from 52% to 58% to 69%, which is huge. Then the yards goes up, the touchdowns to interception ratio, and that's what was happening for Wentz in those first. He was in a way Josh Allen. If Josh Allen let's say Josh Allen gets hurt this year, he's literally Carson Wentz. 33 for 7 with 60% flat. Then he gets 69% completion percentage, 21-7. That's a solid year. Then he gets cut short. Comes out the next year, which is last year, in 16 games, 27-7, 63%. That's not terrible. That's pretty solid, man. 9-7. But I just don't even have I really couldn't tell you what this is. I really couldn't even tell you. This is his highest interception rate, his lowest TD percentage since his rookie year. I don't know. I saw this a question on Twitter. Do you guys? I'm only 19. I've only been following football for so much. I kind of remember like the LaDainian Tomlinson days. You know what I mean, on the Chargers. That's as far back as I can go. Like Michael Turner on the Falcons. Roddy White on the Falcons. You know what I mean? That's as far back as I can go in my memory. Do you guys remember a time where a quarterback ever did this? Like the only other person I can think of is Derek Carr. Derek Carr comes out. He has that one MVP season. Then he kind of skids for the next few years. But did he ever skid this bad? I've just never, I literally couldn't even tell you. His QBR is worse than it was his rookie year. He is getting sacked a lot. Maybe you're onto something. Bad burrito. You think it's the defense or the offensive line? Carson Wentz has no one protecting him. Josh Allen so much better. So much time in the pocket. That's not against the Niners. That's true. I wonder how do you quantify how? That's the thing. I think that evaluating offensive lines is so iffy sometimes. Like if you look up like is there like a pass block rankings? Like I know fancy. I know what do you want to call it? PFF obviously has those numbers, but I mean I was looking at like offensive line stats. I saw something somewhere. Run blocking, dude. I run blocking ranking. It is the offensive line. I think you can credit some of it to the offensive line, but like some of these throws that he's making are just mind-boggling. Like they don't really even make sense. This can't be what I'm looking for. Basic offensive defense. Is this? Dude, Football Outsiders asking for my money these days is so. I can't knock the hustle. Run blocking. I found some stats on it a while ago. I can't find it. Do you I wish that I could figure out I want to know how good Josh Allen's line actually is. Pass rushing, run stopping, blocking leaderboard, offensive. What would I have to type in? Offensive line, run blocking rankings. Does that work? Not. No. I found a really good resource when I brought up the Jonathan Taylor video. I made this video on Jonathan Taylor, and I found offensive line rankings from somewhere, and they had a bad run block ranking, but for free access to the data, do I just have to sign up? Oh. I'm not doing that. Maybe offensive line win rate? I found it one time. I'm gonna give up in a second because I feel like I'm holding things up. You said offensive line win rate. Yeah, whatever. I really don't even know how to quantify. Or you know what I will do? PFF offensive line rankings. I think that at the very least, do they have one? After week 3 of the NFL season is the last one that they have. Yeah, I think it's not exactly the best thing to do. But week 3, I think, is how much movement could there really have been from this point in time? Bills at 17. Where are the Eagles at? Here's the thing you got to remember. The Eagles are at 14, but they have a lot of injuries. I don't know. I digress, I guess you could say. But I will say, Carson Wentz says, I will say this is the most he's ever been sacked. Through 12, last year through 16 games, he was only sacked 37 times. So there is that, but I think if you watch him a little bit, he does hold on to the ball a lot. I'm not saying that it's all his fault. He does hold on to the ball a lot, and he makes some shitty decisions, man. Like the 15 interceptions, he's never looked this bad in interception ratio. Even though that he's like that mobile quarterback, that strong arm type guy, the gunslinger, he's never had an interception percentage this high. This is the amount of interceptions percentage of his attempts. You know what I mean? He's never had this high of a number, and I know that you can attribute some of that to the offensive line. Offensive lines, I also feel like it's kind of inconsistent week to week sometimes. That might just be like me spouting off nonsense. I mean, he was sacked 38 times his sophomore year, then 23 this year. Yeah, I really don't know. I think that I don't think I can chalk it all the way up as just offensive line. He's fine. You know what I mean? I think that you can give him a slight excuse that the offensive line is shitty. You can also give him a slight excuse that he hasn't had all of his weapons. But I mean, this game, you had Rager, you had Ertz, you had Goddard, you had Alshon Jeffrey, you had Miles Sanders. He had all the pieces, and his throws are just. They just don't make sense a lot of the times. Like the Seahawks one where he just throws it into the end zone on a 4th down. Like it just lapses in judgment. I can't blame it all on his offensive line. I can't say that. I will be honest with you though. Early in the season, I was on that train. I was on the train of it's a supporting cast, it's the offensive line, it's this and that. But when you simply just sit down and watch him, it just doesn't look good. It just really I can't keep making excuses for him. I really do think, and I'm somebody that's on the wave that supporting cast is everything for a quarterback. But I think at a certain point the decision making just has to be better. I don't know. I hope that. I mean, I think that Wentz, his contract situation is tough. I don't think he's going anywhere. So I think that in a way, I think that they might give him a chance next year. I think Hurts might be the guy. It's just tough because that Carson Wentz's contract has them really locked in. Eagles salary cap. I don't think that you can just cut Carson Wentz. There's just no way. Yeah, this is his contract. So right now he's making 15 mil. Next year 22. Next year 20, and then the year after that 21. And that's just on the salary. The cap, against the cap, 34 mil next year. I guess they just extended him. 34 mil, 31 mil, 34, 32, all the way through 2024. That is a mess. That is a mess, man. I don't know. If I'm the Eagles, that's a nightmare. I really don't know what you do in that situation. Because it seems like Hurts is good. Actually, Hurts doesn't even look great, man. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I mean, he did have a better yards per pass attempt. Or yards per completion, maybe. And it's hurting everybody, man. Miles Sanders is somebody I was really high on in the preseason. They're just not committing to the run. The Packers are literally soft as Charmin against the run. And Miles Sanders averages 3.1. It's just this whole offense is a dumpster fire. Goddard, I think Goddard is really one of the only people that you can start in this offense. I think Rager is interesting. I got to look up the Rager, the one Rager catch. I wonder if it will just come up if I type in Rager. Oh, he had a punt return. I'm telling you, dude, Rager's still a guy I really believe in, man. Rager's still a guy. I had him at wide receiver 2. Hold on, let me. Now Rager, oh my god, he muffs it and then he picks it back up. See, now Rager is a guy I had him over Justin Jefferson. I had him over T. Higgins, and I kind of regret that now, but I really think he's a playmaker, man. You're saying that some people are I have heard those theories. People think that I think that I heard like a coach say that he's like broken. Here's the thing. I don't think I buy into that too much. I don't think. I mean, I don't think I buy into that too much. I think like I get it. There is like a writing on the wall. There is some pressure. You think it could just break a dude? Him not winning his own Super Bowl with his great team when he has like an MVP type season. He would have won MVP if he. I don't know why there's like hair on that shit, but he would have won MVP had he not gone down that year. So I think it can take a toll. I think I think I don't know. I'm just struggling. Beginning of the season, I was all on board with let's make excuses for Carson Wentz, but I don't know if I can point at the offensive line and then the receivers and then say his head's not in the right spot because they drafted a quarterback and because he missed out on the Super Bowl when they had Foles. Like I can see it. I can see where it's coming from. I just it's just ugly. And I'm excited for Hurts, man. I have Hurts in a dynasty league, in a Superflex dynasty league. I took him in like the second round. I just like his rushing side for upside for fantasy. I'm not sure that he's a great QB. I watched him in college. Here's the thing, though. I'm gonna flat out say it that QB evaluation is a whole other animal than wide receiver running back evaluation. You can't just look at their counting numbers. You can't look at their combine numbers. The one lick doesn't matter. The throwing power doesn't matter. Their 40-yard dash doesn't matter. The stats they put up in college doesn't matter if they didn't have good players to throw to. But you got to remember, though, Hurts did have CeeDee Lamb, Charleston Rambo. Can't think of the tight end's name, but he retired like mid-season. But he had some weapons on that team. I think that he looked good in college. He gets drafted in the second round. He looked good at Alabama for a little bit. I just don't think that Hurts is a franchise QB by any means. I don't think that he's the answer. If I'm the Eagles and I miss out on the playoffs and I get a top 5, top 10 pick, I'm easily taking any of the quarterbacks in this draft over Jalen Hurts. Or any of the top 6. That's where I'm at. And then you got the Packers, which was kind of a weird game for the Packers. It felt like they were just beating the fuck out of the Eagles all game. And then I guess some garbage time scores gave the Eagles a little bit of hope. Rodgers looks great. Aaron Jones, if they could just commit to Aaron Jones, man, and just give him the 5 carries they gave Jamal Williams to Aaron Jones, give him like 20 carries a game, he'll do this every fucking time. Why do you think they even drafted Hurts? It's a good question. I think it's a mixture of a few things. I think it's honestly in the second round when you have Wentz. I'd honestly say it's the injury history. He's never completed a season. It's actually pretty funny that the one season he does, or no, he did complete it last season. But I think it's because who was on this roster in 2019? That's the question. If they still, I think Josh McCown got hurt or whatever, or Josh McCown didn't get hurt. He retired. But you have to remember, if you remember this team, last year Carson Wentz looked pretty good, leads them to 9-7. I think they win the division and sneak in. I can't remember, but they go in, they play the Seahawks in the first round of the playoffs, and Wentz gets fucked up by Jadeveon Clowney. He gets subbed out, and then Josh McCown comes in, and they were lost. I think that the whole point was you draft a guy in the second round, you kind of grow him. Jalen Hurts is a developmental quarterback. He's not a guy you start in his first or second year, to be honest with you, but he's a guy that you can throw in behind Carson Wentz in a situation you hope that he succeeds. He's better than Josh McCown, and on top of that, he does have this rushing upside. He ran like a 4.6. You gotta remember, he runs like a 4.6. They can use him on like gadget type stuff. This is a team that could even look to convert him to tight end, wide receiver. I honestly didn't hate the pick, but the thing I will say, 2020 draft, I wonder who they passed up on for him. Saying they should get that's actually true. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It does seem a little bit weird, but you have to remember the injury history with Carson Wentz. He wasn't there for his own Super Bowl. He got hurt last year in the playoffs. They just can't keep relying on Wentz and then having him get hurt in the playoffs. What am I on the NBA draft for? But yeah, the wheels of Justin Hurt, if they Jalen Hurts, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, boys. But Miles Sanders 100%. When you get that mobile quarterback in the backfield, it freezes the linebackers. The read options are drippy. I mean, who did they pass on him for? If they might have passed on somebody good too. I feel Jalen Hurts. I mean, passed on Mims. Mims the boy. I mean, it doesn't make sense. You have to just know that NFL front offices don't always make sense, but to be honest with you, they were rolling into the season with one QB on their depth chart, and they have Carson Wentz, a guy who they're paying big money and they believe in. I don't think they ever drafted Jalen Hurts to be a replacement, just more of a backup, kind of like the Jimmy Garoppolo situation. You groom him, and if it becomes something, then you flip a guy who's worth a second-round pick that you just drafted. You can flip him for like a first pick, a first-round pick, because quarterbacks have that type of value if you can really develop them. Personally, I don't think that they ever had the intentions of drafting Hurts to start over Wentz, especially with the money they have sunk into him. I think they barely even want to sit Wentz right now. I think they barely even want to acknowledge that Wentz isn't the guy. We looked at the contract is ugly. Mckissach or Crowder for my first overall waiver. RT, man, welcome to the chat, man. To be real with you, man, that is tough. Here's the thing. Is Gibson really hurt long term? I'd be so upset. Take the bulk of the carries for Washington the rest of the game. I got to see. We'll go to that game in a second, actually. I don't think there's anybody worth picking up on the Packers side of things. Yeah, Jamal Williams. But that's my Carson Wentz rant for the day. So Jets play Seahawks next week. It's full PPR. Man, if it's full PPR, or no, you're just saying like PPR Mckissach because he gets hella catches. I gotta look. I'm gonna go to that Washington game. That was a juicy game last night. That Bad Burrito was in this live stream. What was that? Was that Saturday or Sunday? And he was telling me that I overrated the Steelers, and I did. I honestly did. I thought that the Steelers, 11-0, they beat some teams here and there. They have some good wins on their resume, man. I really don't know what has happened these last 2-3 weeks. Is there still something in my foot? All right. I feel like Crowder's safer, and it's half PPR. Oh, you're saying the Jets play Seahawks next week is in Crowder. I mean, yeah, dude, the Seahawks. Does anyone know who Washington's playing next week? I'll look it up if nobody lets me know, but I'm just only have so many tabs. Wow, Seahawks give up the most points to wide receivers. Are you in a spot where you? Well, here's the question, RT. Do you need a running back or a wide receiver more, or are you looking to get a guy that you can put in the flex? Because I think that they're both good. I think they're both good starts. 10 catches for Mckissach is big. Let me see. Here's the thing, though. You're really the thing with me. I got to see the stat line from the Dallas game. How many targets is Gibson really getting? Because it doesn't seem like Mckissach is going to get many rushes from Gibson. I think he's only going to really get the targets. I mean, 7 targets, and Mckissach only had 2 targets the week before.
To the right, Smith steps back, throws down.
I'd call Crowder safer for the idea that Gibson might come back. We really don't have enough information, but the problem is that you have to burn that waiver tonight. Pretty much is what you're saying. I mean, what did Crowder do? Let me back up and go to the. I already covered the Jets game. It was pretty boring. I have Dalvin and Henry. Don't need a RB. Who do you? My wideouts are Cooks, Cooper, Kupp. Who are you usually flexing? Like, who are your flex options? I want to hear your flex options compared to those 2 players. Doesn't really matter a whole lot though, but Crowder, he had 2 touchdowns. Jesus Christ, Jameson. Why does he? If he's under, I should have put him. I didn't even really think that he'd be on waivers, to be honest. If he's under 50% owned, then I'll put him on the list. 74% or 74.6% owned. So That's crazy that he's available in your league. What else are Cooks and Cooper Kupp? I mean, how many targets did he get? 7? 7 against the Raiders. How are the Raiders against wide receivers? They were good in the beginning of the season. And then he plays Seahawks. To be honest with you, I got to see who the Washington football team are about to play. Buddy dropped Crowder this week. Oof, tough. That is tough. All right, what am I looking? What is this next matchup? Ooh, they're playing San Francisco. That's tough because I think San Francisco is going to be a tough game for them, which means that Mckissach is going to get a bunch of targets. You're also betting on the fact that Gibson's going to be hurt. I think I side with Crowder though. I think I side with Crowder. Not really huge on Mckissach. I could be wrong. It could hurt me. Dang, we're kind of getting bumping in here. We got 6 people. I will just say I always like to reiterate it when we get more than like 5 or 6 people in here. This live stream, I just break down the games that just happened. We figure out who's worth adding on waivers, who's worth burning priority for, and we just talk shit in here. On top of that, if you don't know this channel, I'm Ron. Go down below, subscribe. I got the Discord link in the chat. In there, that'll always be where we're gonna do subscriber leagues. We're gonna do, if I ever make a video where I'm gonna do a mock draft, where it's a rookie mock draft or it's an NFL mock draft in the season, the links are always gonna be dropped in the Discord first. You guys are gonna have first come, first serve at anything I do on this channel. So be a part of it, man. Get in early on this channel. I think that we're gonna have some big things happen in the future. Is Mckissach owned a lot in fantasy? That's my question. 60.8%, so he might be available. Yeah, I'm not gonna add him to the list because he's not under 50% owned. But dude, to be honest with you, is it at Seattle? That's really my question. Week 14 schedule. Yeah, at Seattle and then Washington at San Francisco. I think I lean Crowder there. That's my personal take. So where was I on the football team? 2 spots: Crowder, Kupp, Cooks, Amari Cooper. Who do you start? Man, Anthony Russo. I'll give you like my gut take. I think Cooks is probably hurt, right? I haven't previewed the Texans game yet, but I think that Cooks is down pretty bad right now. Mckissach. I'll also say it's super early. It's only Tuesday. I can give you my leans with those 3 players or whatever, but I don't, or 4 players. But I can't say. But I can't say for certain. No, he's good. Oh, Cooks is good? That's my bad. In that spot, just off of scare for a concussion, if he does play, man, then I would probably go... Who's Cooper Kupp playing? The Rams. Ooh, New England. Who are the Cowboys playing? I think I'd probably go Amari Cooper. Who's Houston playing? Right now, gut feeling, I'd probably go Crowder and Amari Cooper. But 100%, if you check back or even like comment on one of my videos in the future, Then I'll give you a better answer in a couple days. But I haven't even looked at weekly rankings or anything like that yet. But dude, Logan Thomas, I'm not sure why he outdid Terry McLaurin like this. Like, I don't know what happened to Terry McLaurin. Maybe Joe Hayden just gave him some problems. But I mean, Logan Thomas, he's got to be available. I'd say he's an ad. Maybe Alex Smith just fucks with him. Yeah, 24.9%. I mean, we'll put him in there, Logan Thomas. I don't think that he's somebody you'd burn waiver priority on him, but a lot of us are struggling at tight end. So I think that's a great ad. 9 targets. I think Cam Sims also, he's not a good ad in seasonal, but in Dynasty, I think Cam Sims is a really nice stash. Steven Sims, it's weird to see Steven Sims not do anything. Then you have the Steelers. I think this game really cements the idea that the Steelers are going to draft a running back next year. I think if McFarland, they don't got really anything in McFarland. Snell, they don't have anything in. I think Connor walks. I think they draft one, or they could sign one, but I don't know who they'd sign in free agency besides, unless Aaron Jones doesn't get extended, but I really don't see Pittsburgh committing to a running back like that after what happened with Le'Veon Bell. Then you got Deontay Johnson getting 12 targets, man. This guy just does nothing but get targets. Ebron with 11 is solid too. Ebron with 11 is solid. Juju with 10 targets with 28 yards is concerning. I really don't understand. I was talking with some guy before about Juju. It just doesn't really make sense why he's not good this year. He wants out. I just don't understand how he's getting. I know he's a great receiver, but I don't understand how he's getting outperformed by guys like Deante Johnson and Eric Ebron. He was next to Antonio Brown putting up numbers. He was Deontay Johnson before Deontay Johnson. 10 targets is decent though. That's the only bright spot I can really pull out of this. But man, that's looking rough. I don't know if you guys saw the play where they targeted Anthony McFarland because the linebacker John Bostic was late coming out on the man, and he just signals to Ben that he's open, and he literally just runs a go route, and they didn't connect. Obviously, a rookie running back when you have literally James Washington, Deontay Johnson, Ebron, Claypool, Juju. That's when you can just run 5 wide with literally that. I don't understand why you're ever throwing the ball to Anthony McFarland on a 4th down against Washington where you could lose, but they lose. Like I said, Bad Burrito was right. Pittsburgh. I knew that Pittsburgh was overrated, but I still think it's tough to say now. Maybe they're not a top 5 team. Maybe they're not elite. I think Big Ben might just be what's holding them back. They don't have. I mean, when you look at this is, by the way, this is NFL Sagarin. This is pretty much an analytics database that looks at the NFL teams and who's the top dogs and shit. Even after yesterday, I have the Steelers at number 3. But I'd say, I mean, he's worse than Brady. He's worse than. I'd probably have Packers at 3. I probably have Bills and Seahawks a little bit higher than they are. I don't know. I think that they're fringe top 5. Big Ben's holding them back. That's my take on it. And my take before that was that they were an elite fringe top 2, top 3 team. But that's just the way it be. I wanted to look at the Giants-Seahawks game too. I feel like that was a really interesting game. I only watched so much of it though. It just looked ugly all the way. 17-12, there were safeties, there was ugly shit going on. I just hate a game where Russell Wilson looks bad. I also don't understand what's good with Russell Wilson. I really against the Giants. I feel like this Giants secondary hasn't been anything crazy this year. Wide receivers. I know that Bradbury's been sick. I mean, Giants fourth worst against opposing quarterback. So the Giants, man, I'll tell you, they're 5-7, man, but they cover the spread. I think they're 6-0 against the spread when they're away. They're a team that keeps games close. They're scary, man. They had Colt McCoy to take down the Seahawks at the Seahawks crib. You have to give some respect. I mean, Wayne Gallman looked good, 16 for 135. He might be somebody that you can get. Wayne Gallman is interesting, but I got to think that people have him rostered at this point, right? 74.4%, yeah. Wayne Gallman is the pure example of why you don't need to draft a running back early. Literally 16 for 135. is all you need. 16 for 135, long of 60. Why would you ever draft Saquon Barkley second overall when you can get Wayne Gallman, a guy out of Clemson from like the 4th round, to just come in? I know he's not going to give you 16 for 135 every week, but he's going to give you what you need. There's just no reason to take one high, but that's just a rant for another time. Ingram still looks good. I like the 8 targets. Seems like Colt McCoy is really targeting Evan Ingram now too. Not really interested in anybody else on the Giants team. Carson only 13 for 65. I just don't get what's going on with Russell Wilson. I'm also very interested to know who do you guys think is the number 1 like MVP guy now? Like it seemed like it was Russ's MVP through the first like 8-9 games. He looked like it looked like it was his. DraftKings. I'd say probably Patty Mahomes now. Or I think you can make a case for Josh Allen after last night too, man. I think you can make a case for Josh Allen. And I'll be honest, Josh Allen's a guy that I really didn't believe in coming out of college. But like I said, I'm really learning this year from these quarterback evaluations that when it comes to QBs, you really have no fucking clue. We lost a season-long DraftKings best ball leagues by 2.6 yards. Fuck. I forgot. Is there playoffs in DraftKings best ball leagues? That's just how it works. Like they take regular season and then. That's interesting though. I got a couple best ball leagues. I honestly haven't even looked at. I probably should look at my best ball teams eventually. I don't think I did very good in them. It was my first year doing best balls, and it's a weird format. You really have to like the team construction really matters because there's no waivers and shit. MVP, so Mahomes is up there at -500. Man. Wow, Russ is now number 4. There was a time where Russ was like -165. Man, I mean Mahomes at -500. I think that you can make a case for Josh Allen, man. I'm a big fan of what Josh Allen's been doing, and I was one of his biggest doubters coming out of college. I mean, Metcalf did fine. Lockett did fine. Really lost a season long. Yeah, I got second place. First place moves on to round 2. I sub. Talking sports, man, I appreciate it, man. As I say, man, if you're in these streams, you're fucking with the content, you subscribe, man, I really appreciate it, dude. This is people that subscribe, people that support the channel right now, getting in early on the idea that you guys believe in the channel before it even takes off or before it even does anything, if it even does anything, it really means a lot. I love doing these live streams because I can really connect with you guys. Can really make personable content, even though that these aren't the ones that are gonna blow up for 1,000+ views. These are the ones where I really feel like I can make connections, where you guys can really meet me. You know what I mean? I know we break down these games, but you guys can always ask me literally whatever. I don't care. But yeah, nobody interesting on the Seattle Seahawks to pick up off waivers. And if anybody else is new to the stream, I'm just breaking down these games. I'm firing off whatever takes I have, and along the way, we're just gonna add to this list right here who's worth adding on waivers. And that's pretty much what this live stream is. Like I said, I really don't know what's up with Russell Wilson. I really don't know. All right, so we saw the Raiders, Giants. We did that. Colts versus Texans. That's an interesting dude. Who I can't remember who it was in the live stream last week. Somebody in the live stream really put me on to. Jeez, my Mac charger is burning. Really put me on to Kiki Kuti. 8 for 141, 0 touchdowns. I really hope that you guys got in on Kiki Kuti when I mentioned him last week, even though I know that there was literally only like 80 people in that stream. But he really opened my eyes on Kiki Kuti, and I believed in it. Kiki Kuti's 12.4% roster. Now that's a guy who's going to be on this list. Kiki Kuti. Also, I wonder. You were saying that Brandon Cooks is just like a concussion problem. He's probably going to be fine. And Cooks caught 5 of 8 targets for 65 yards. Okay, so it seems like he's going to play. was a disappointing and scary day for Cooks. Disappointing as he finished third in receiving yards behind Keke and Chad Hansen. Scary because he appeared to suffer the 6th documented concussion of his pro career in the third quarter. Sat on the turf as he fought for a 50-50 ball. Spent a lot of time in the tent before heading to the locker room. He was ultimately cleared, however. Provided. And an upside wide receiver, too. Cooks' career is scary right now, man. He's a concussion or two away from literally not knowing his last name. It's sad, to be honest. I feel bad for the guy. But Keke, he comes in there, 9 targets, 8 for 141. Dude, Keke, people forget about him. I really liked him coming out of school. But then he just kind of got fucked over by some things. You know, Randall Cobb comes in, he gets healthy scratched and shit, but, I mean, as long as Randall Cobb is out, Keke is in. Even with Brandon Cooks, I still love Keke as in PPR, he looks sick. He runs 4.43, he's small, 5'10", he's pretty agile, he runs out of the slot. He's literally just Randall Cobb. I mean, he looked good in college. He was Mahomes' like #1 receiver at Texas Tech, I think. I could be capping. I really don't know, but I think he really was. Breaks out. This is 2017. When was Mahomes drafted? I want to say he was drafted 2017. I want to say this might have been Mahomes' year. 2016 at Tech. I really don't know, though. I don't really care enough. But Keke, he was like one of Mahomes' favorite targets at Texas Tech. He's solid. Watson seems to like him in the games where they need Keke to step up. So I'm all in on Keke. I think that he's great. I spent like all of my fab budget on him in a dynasty league just to have him as a flex option in there. But I mean, if Cooks is actually healthy, then his upside isn't as much as I thought going into this live stream. But I'd say he's still pretty solid. Hold on, my mom just texted me about, just got a little text about dinner. What do you want for dinner? Tacos and rice or meatballs and red or white sauce? Pretty much like a burrito bowl or meatballs and red and white sauce. What are we saying, fellas? Yes, I live with my mother and she cooks me dinner. Most nights. This should be a surprise to nobody. I'm thinking burrito bowl. Tacos, yeah, I'm thinking burrito bowl. I'm thinking, yeah, tacos, burrito bowl. I'm thinking that's the move. I'm thinking that is the move. I'm hoping, I kind of left her undelivered for a little bit. I'll tell you. Yeah, that's the move. Locking that in. Tacos on rice is getting locked in. Yeah, it is. It's Taco Tuesday, as the boy LeBron would say. I was showing my mom fucking Bronny James highlights last night. I was trying to tell her that, like, dude, like, LeBron James got a son who's sick. Colts. Is there anything else in this game that's interesting? Jonathan Taylor, bro. Jonathan Taylor kind of broke out. If I could get these stats to load up. And I would really like to slim down some of this. Let's get this out of here. Get this out of here. Alright. I like where we're at. It is literally Taco Tuesday. That's a great point. As soon as you said that, I had to lock it in. There's just no way that it can be a Tuesday and I turn down the tacos. And I swear, I literally had fucking... What is happening here? Just got a notification for NBA best ball. Talking sports. You said that you played DraftKings best ball. Are you into like? Here's the question. Are you into NBA best ball? And are you into what's like the other thing? Oh, like a weekly best ball. I'm not really big into either. I'll do the season long stuff, but I'm not a guy who like really likes to treat it as like DFS. You know what I mean? But I know that there is a market for that out there, and I could get into it eventually. But I'm just personally not that guy. Also, life hack. I'm going to grab one of these real quick. These are Dark chocolate blueberry acai. I don't know. They look pretty gas. I would give that a not bad. I would give that a not bad. Jonathan Taylor, 91 yards. Now, this is mandatory, fellas. I'm sorry. This is mandatory. We're going to have to watch every carry. Or not every carry, maybe just the highlights. Dude, I was hyping up Jonathan Taylor in the offseason, and it looked really ugly for a second, boys. It looked really ugly. You guys still believe in him? I personally still believe in him. I think his athleticism, undeniable. Production at Wisconsin, undeniable. Where he was drafted, like, it just, everything makes sense. I think that we just have to have a little bit more patience with the rookie running back who was drafted in the second round. It's not like he was drafted like Ezekiel Elliott, like top 5. And if he was, I think he would be doing Ezekiel Elliott things right now. I remember this little swing pass. Then they ran hurry up. They caught the defense lacking, and Taylor just went for a little wheel route. But he was my rookie RB1. I had him as like a top 15 RB pre-draft, and it's burned me in a few spots, and it's just nice to see him breaking out now. He's really helping out some playoff teams. He looks clean, dude. He looks clean. I really don't know what it was in the beginning half of the season. I mean, it's nice that now he's getting looks. The Houston defense is not good against the run, though. I will say that. I will say that this was a volleyball matchup. It was very easy, but this does put a smile on my face, I would say. All right, Colts versus Texans. Is there anything else that's interesting? Anything else? I know that Chad Hansen did well. Actually, Chad Hansen, I think that's a West Virginia guy. Am I wrong? I'm thinking that's a West Virginia guy. Could be wrong, though. Don't quote me. Oh, cow. Fuck. He was drafted by the Jets. 100%. Chad Hansen was drafted by the Jets. What the hell happened to this guy? 4.53, agile in the slot. Still not interested, though. Not interested. I'm telling you, he was drafted by the Jets. I know Bad Burrito's a Jets fan. I'm not sure if he's in here anymore. I really don't blame him if he left. Yeah, dude. 2017. Oh my God, he got activated like off a practice squad for this one game. But yeah, I remember he got drafted by the Jets. People thought he was gonna be good, 4th rounder. Guy's kind of shit. It's whatever. I'm not interested though. We're not picking him up. We're not picking him up in dynasty leagues. Need something else out of Chad Hansen before. I mean, 5 for 101 and 7. I just don't see that being sustainable, especially with Cook coming back. But that's a great game for the boy Jonathan Taylor. I can't tell you guys. I know it's seasonal, so I can't really tell you guys to go out there and trade for him and acquire him. But if you have Jonathan Taylor, man, it's been a really bumpy ride this season. It's really nice to see him actually do something good. We got Rams versus Cardinals. Dude, Cam Akers. That's a big fucking breakout, man. I love that. I love that we saw JT break out, and I love that we saw Cam Akers. I know JT's already broken out, and I know that Akers has played well in a few spots here and there. Akers, dude, I know only 3.4 yards per carry. But look, the fact that they just trusted Akers enough to give him 21 carries, he might be available on waivers, to be honest with you, Cam Akers. He might be available. I've been picking him up in a few leagues here and there. Man, I'm sad I don't have him in this league and that I would have to pick him up. 35 point, yeah. Cam Akers, right to the top. I think you could use priority. I think I would only use priority on Kiki, Akers, and Corey Davis. And then I would probably have regular ads as AP and Logan Thomas for right now. I don't know. Let me know. Would you guys use priority on these three? I think I would. I think KQT is probably towards the bottom though. I think I'd probably put KQT here if I was ranking them. I mean, dude, 21 carries is a lot. I know only 3.5 yards per carry, like I said. He gets a touchdown, 21 carries. He gets a catch for 22 yards. He's explosive. He's a prospect I really believe in, man. There's literally nothing. There's no hole in his game, in my opinion. And he's been used to bad O-lines. He's been used to them. Florida State was a terrible offensive line. Dude, look at 4.47. His speed score's great. Burst, pretty good. College dominator, great. He's 5'10", 217, great size. He just fits the part. Drafted in the second round. I really believe in him, man. Really believe in him as a prospect. That's great. That's dude. 21 carries. And when Henderson and Malcolm Brown only combined for 6 each, I'm not sure why they kept feeding him, even though he only ran for 3.4. But and I think they probably all were struggling though. I mean, Henderson, you take out the 49. I mean, you take out the 38, so that's 3 for 11. So I mean, Akers was the only person running like over 3 yards per carry. Then you had Arizona. Arizona's kind of collapsing at the end of the year here. 6-6 now. Murray 3-1. He's looking. I don't know. I still think that Murray's kind of banged up. I think that he kind of fucked his shit up. I can't remember the game, but there was that one game where he just kept on like rolling out his shoulder, doing all that shit. I think that he definitely fucked up his shoulder. Kenyon Drake, Chase Edmonds, Kyler Murray, whatever. Not interested. Yeah, I'm not interested in anybody. I don't think anybody got hurt. So now we're on to the Patriots-Chargers. Now this game was just absolute, dude. I started Herbert in a league, man, and that is just ugly. It's just you can't. It's so hard to win a playoff matchup when your quarterback drops you like 4 points. It's so insanely hard. And game script would have helped out Eckler. I don't understand why the 9 targets didn't pan out into more. So whatever though. I don't think any of these guys deserve. Gunnar Olszewski, I don't even know who the fuck that is. I literally have no clue who that is. Jacoby Myers, yeah, whatever. I don't think any of these guys are really interesting. Yeah, I'm not interested in any of these guys off waivers. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too simple-minded. I don't. Off the surface though, this is a boring game. I don't think I watched anything past the first quarter. 45-0. Yeah, Herbert lost you too. Dude, let me show you guys a league I'm in real quick. This is the one where I had Herbert and I thought I was completely fucked, but now things are. It's a really wacky situation I'm in. Out of curiosity, just talking sports, man. What do you think about what are we saying about J.K. Dobbins tonight? I know Ingram's back. I know it's gonna be that 3-headed backfield, but I need Dobbins to do well. God, give me this ad or take this ad out of here. Yeah, but here's the spot I'm in, man. We got, we're down 10, 59% win probability. Look at this, dude. If Gibson just goes out and plays well, I win. Herbert fucked me up. He had Mostert and Snell heading into last night. They both laid an egg for him. I thought I was chilling because I thought Gibson was going to do well. Gibson goes out there, lays a fucking egg, gets hurt. I'm really hoping that he's back healthy. But then, now all we got is J.K. Dobbins. All I need from J.K. Dobbins is 9.98 points, 9.99 points. We'll round it up to 10 points. But it's just, I'm playing head-to-head games, and so far I'm 11-6. Head-to-head games. Oh, so just you versus somebody else? Do you guys draft teams? How does that work? I will be honest, I'm not old enough to use DraftKings. Which I hate that I come off like a. When I say shit like that, I come off like a kid. You know what I mean? I'm 19, but at the same time, legally I'm a grown man, but legally I'm not a grown man enough to drink or gamble on DraftKings. So take that with what you will. Doesn't mean I abide by both of those rules. A place like DraftKings is not somewhere I can bet because those are big boys. They're gonna check my social security number, but I do have accounts elsewhere. But yeah, so I can't do DFS or anything like that, which is weird being in the fantasy industry with not being old enough to like do DFS and all that. Not really too interested in it anyways. I think I will be once I get access to it. You're saying I thought you had to be 18. I'm telling you, I've tried to make an account a couple times and they say 21. It might be because I'm in New Jersey. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. It could be 18. I mean, let me look. Gambling age in New Jersey. Yeah, 21, bro. Every time, yeah, like I've tried to make an account a few times and they ask me for my social security number and they ask me for my driver's license and they decline me. Gotten to a certain point where I've just sort of given up hope on it. Andrews off of COVID, Jordan Reed or Schultz. Jeez, did you guys hear that crack? I'm thinking need a tight end for the playoffs. Andrews is off COVID, Jordan Reed or Schultz. If you have Andrews off your bench, if you have Andrews off, I'm gonna be honest. I said this to the other guy who asked me about start sit. It's really early in the week right now. It's only Tuesday. You don't have to set your lineup yet. I haven't done my research or anything like that on the weekly rankings, so I can't give you a super firm answer on that. But I would keep Andrews, and if I was to lean between Jordan Reed or Schultz, I think I'd probably go. How did Jordan Reed do last night? I haven't. I did peep that game. Or no, I haven't peeped that game. Let me actually go to the Niners game then. That was actually a really fun game. Man, Allen, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 32 for 40. Only sacked once on a team like the 49ers. Like, that is just insane. Who are you talking? So Jordan Reed had 3 for 32 and 1. Week 14 schedule. I'll tell you who to pick up between those two. Is that where you're at, or do you have all 3 on your bench? If you have all 3 on your bench, then I would say start Andrews and come back to me around like Saturday and ask me. Just because I haven't, I've barely even developed. Like right now, this is basically me just kind of talking through my waiver wire ads for the week. So what's up? You got Ravens versus Cleveland. Yeah, so I'd go Andrews. I know that this doesn't really even mean anything, but I really meant to look at who the Niners are playing. Washington. Oh, I'd go Reed, man. Washington's getting torched by tight ends. Who's Schultz playing now? Cowboys playing Cincinnati. I feel like Washington's getting torched by tight ends. I could be wrong, though. I mean, not torched, but I mean 13 and Logan Thomas went crazy. About the Bengals. I mean, ooh, the Bengals are getting torched, too. Assuming that Ayuk and Samuel are healthy, I would go. I'd pick up Schultz on waiver. But yeah, dude, this Bills Niners game last night was crazy. I was really blown away by Josh Allen, man. This is a guy. Like I've said this numerous times in this live stream, boys. I'm done acting like I know about quarterbacks. It's impossible. It's impossible to evaluate quarterbacks correctly. It's super hard. The wide receivers and running backs, I feel that I'm better than most at. I think that I can look at the numbers. There's certain indicators and stuff like that. But quarterbacks are so random. They can improve over time. The metrics don't mean anything. The 40-yard dash doesn't mean anything. How fast they can throw it doesn't mean anything. Even on film in college doesn't mean anything because they might have had a bad O-line, bad wide receivers, and they might have had a coach that was calling bad plays. So it's really hard to evaluate all that before they get to the league. And even when they do, it's hard to evaluate them until they have a good supporting cast around them. You know what I mean? Josh Allen was working with Cole Beasley, John Brown and Robert Williams last year? Or not Robert Williams, Duke Williams, the guy off the practice squad from the CFL. Like, you need better targets before you can truthfully be evaluated. But now he has Stefan Diggs, who's been an absolute stud. And that's something else. I was lower. I'm going to fully confess. I was lower on Josh Allen, the consensus coming out. I hated Josh Allen. I think out of those 5 QBs, the Lamar Jackson, Rosen, Baker, all that, I had Allen as the 5th guy. That was before I was even in the fantasy, though. But just in my head, that's how I saw things. I think Josh Allen should have been a Drew Lock. As a prospect, I think that Josh Allen and Drew Lock were super similar. If I was taking Josh Allen, I wouldn't have taken him until the 2nd round. Like a Jalen Hurts, like a Drew Lock. He's really panned out. And on top of that, I was fading Stefan Diggs because of Josh Allen. But I think that we really have to, when we're evaluating wide receivers, we really just have to go off the talent before we, especially with an unproven young quarterback, we really have to just go off the talent, man. Stefan Diggs is a stud. He's always been a stud. He's going to get open. And you never know with a guy like Josh Allen. They can break out all over the place. He was like the wide receiver 28 coming into the season for me. My ESPN leagues. Dude, you had Herbert, Dalvin Cook, McCaffrey, Adams, Kelsey, and barely made the playoffs. Dude, this year has honestly just been a shit show in fantasy. With all the injuries, with everything that's like so random that's happening, I have teams like that too, where I'm barely making the playoffs just because of random variants, even though I have a sick team. It's just what this year has been. Oh, yo, Nani, what's up, G? Dude, Nani's one of the OGs on this channel. He's in the Discord. He's been subscribed for a while. I appreciate you popping in the live, Nani. What's good, man? We're getting towards the end here, but I'm pretty much just breaking down these games that have happened, and I'm kind of just going over who's worth adding on waivers. I don't think from either of these teams I would take. I mean, is Cole Beasley somebody that we're interested in? I think Cole Beasley is actually a waiver wire add. Beasley looks like he's been kind of sick these past few weeks. 58.2% rostered. I know I say under 50, but it's really honestly under 50. I would just say he's a regular add. Cole Beasley. Right. I feel like he even played pretty well these last couple of weeks. Just woke up. It's like 9 a.m. where I am. Where are you from, Nani? Also, let me know if you want me to call you Nani. I know that's like the fucking the anime meme or whatever. I mean, Beasley's been very hit or miss, I guess. I don't know. What do you guys think? He has these blow up games, but I mean, that's what you're gonna get from a guy like that, I guess. What Cam Akers injury like unless you have gone over it? Cam Akers has an injury? I really should. Once I'm done breaking down these games, I'm just gonna go down down RotoWorld and see the injuries and shit. But I was not aware that Akers is hurt. Dude. You're from Australia, Nani? Okay. And sure, Akers would not have participated in the Rams action. That's crazy, man. You play. So what's that like when you watch on an NFL Sunday? What time are you watching at? What is 1 p.m. for you over there? If it's 9 a.m. right now and it's 6, do you watch games like how early are you watching, or what is this, like maybe 2 a.m. kickoff? And Monday Night Football is probably like an 11 a.m. thing for you? That's tough. The rookies led the Rams. Oh, wait, no, you're behind. Yeah, okay. Monday 5 a.m. Talking sports, me personally, the way my ESPN leagues are set up, my ESPN leagues are my seasonal leagues. I have 2 ESPN leagues that I'm in with just high school buddies. Then I have a third ESPN league that I run for a client of mine. Before I got into making content, I was making. Basically, I'd put out an ad and I would run your fantasy team for like $20 a week. That's what I'm doing for this guy right now. It comes out to like $300 by the end of the season, but I run his team every week for him. To be honest with you, I couldn't tell you why he does that. I couldn't tell you why he wants me running his team when he could just run his own team, especially with the buy-in and all the money that he's investing into it. That's what it is. I'm in first place in that league. I won it last year. I've been doing great for him. Then I have 2 dynasty leagues. Those are with sicko diehard dynasty guys. And then I have a seasonal league that's with other player profiler analysts. So I've written for this website right here, Player Profiler, a few times. So I'm like technically like a senior analyst over there, even though I don't write anymore. I'm in a league with them. That one I just missed the playoffs. That's a league with dogs, man. Those are guys that write articles, have produced their own content. And then in my 7th league, this is my last league. I'm in the Scott Fishbowl League, which is like 1,400 people. I think Field Yates was in my division. That one was a shit show. That one is really hard. It's kind of like it's like I wouldn't call it best ball, but there's no trades, and you like the way everybody's team is super deep. That one's really fun though. That one I missed out in the playoffs in. But yeah, I don't think there's anybody else that I would add from either of these games. I mean, like maybe Singletary, but I'm not big on Singletary at all. I wonder is Singletary owned? I feel like Singletary's got to be at least like 67% owned. If I was to take a random guess, 70% owned. Yeah. Dude, I was 3% off. That's not bad. What are we saying, boys? That's not bad. Also, Nani, if I look different, man, this is just my like Mac webcam. I hate it. Eventually, we're gonna build up the funds on this channel. You know what I mean? I'll get there. Eventually, we're gonna have like a camera set up. I see the vision. We're gonna have a camera set up. It's gonna be super clean, super crisp. This is what we're working with for now, man. Now we got last game, Broncos versus Chiefs, and then we'll look at some injuries and shit. Drew Lock, like I said, Drew Lock is what I expected Josh Allen to be. I'm pretty off of Drew Lock. I think that he's done. I think that this is it. 2 touchdowns sooner. I've seen enough from Drew Lock. I think that he's just awful. I know that this was a game that he had the Broncos in pretty close, but I mean, if he doesn't throw those 2 interceptions, maybe they sneak one in on the Chiefs. You know what I mean? Melvin Gordon played great. That's somebody I was high on in the offseason, but it seems like he's not really panning out. Even though he's kind of coming alive here at the end of the season, I like him for the playoffs, but I mean, if you had Melvin Gordon and you invested a high draft pick in him, I'm not sure you made the playoffs, if that makes sense. Noah Fant, stud. I think Tim Patrick, he caught 2 touchdowns. I think Tim Patrick is somebody that I'd actually add to the ads. I like him a little more than Cole Beasley, but I think I'd still rather Adrian Peterson. Tim Patrick's a guy who's been up and down all season, but he's not a guy I really even love. Man, RB I think will pop off next week. Oof. I'll take a look at the matchups in a second. Yeah, but Tim Patrick, look, he's had 300-yard games. He's somebody I'd probably add just to give a little look ski. Let me see these matchups though. Who was the softest RB matchup? Lions, Texans, Packers. I know I know you're probably looking for somebody that's like a sleeper, but I think Aaron Jones would be gas. David Montgomery against Houston is probably a good one too. Who else could like really blow up? I think Eckler against Atlanta is decently interesting. I think Mckissach is interesting. I don't know. I haven't done enough research on the games ahead, if that makes sense. I haven't done enough research to really give you one that I feel solid about, or that I have anything reason to do it. I'd also have to see like the salaries and stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna give you like one I really like. I think probably I'd probably go David Montgomery or Aaron Jones as 2 that I really feel strongly about this week, just because of like matchups. I know I know Aaron Jones is a chalk play, but I don't know. If I'm not mistaken, in DFS it seems like sometimes you want to go chalk. You're not want to go chalk, but sometimes you just got to fill your lineup with studs and then punt a few positions. I don't know. I haven't done a lot of research on how that stuff works. Also, Le'Veon Bell looked terrible, even though he's like the lead back. Le'Veon Bell is done. That's done. Le'Veon Bell is over with. And I'm not that happy about it. I know I was being a bit too exaggerated there. I'm not very happy about it. He came to the Jets. I feel bad for him, man. The Steelers refused to extend him. Comes to the Jets. Awful situation with Gase. I don't know why he picked the Jets. I think he was going to go to the Ravens, if I remember. He probably could have been for the Ravens what Mark Ingram was last year. I'd say last year he's probably as good as Mark Ingram. Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. Yeah, no one you're really picking up off waivers on either of these teams besides Tim Patrick. I think Tim Patrick's very interesting. I was thinking Dynasty Tyreek Cleveland's very interesting. I really liked what I saw from him as a return guy. They have the return stats? Yeah, I liked him as a return guy. 25.7 is nice. Any other games that I missed? Nah. So now I want to look at the dude. I completely glossed over your fucking Cam Akers shit. All right. So now I need to. We will keep these alive. We'll keep this alive pretty much. I completely glossed over the Cam Akers thing, Nani. You're asking me start CEH or JT this week at flex or Landry. Off my gut, I'd go JT, but I've said this a few times in this live. I haven't looked at the next week's matchups. I haven't developed the weekly rankings or anything like that. So I will say I'll just give you my lean, which is JT. That's why I'd put in the flex spot. But later on in the week, like Friday, Saturday, I'd either comment on a video or pop into one of my 2 live streams between Friday and Sunday. Pop into a live stream. You're in the Discord too. Just follow up with me in like by Friday. Then I'll have a better answer for you if that makes sense. But for right now, I'd say JT. Akers was listed as did not participate in short. Akers would not participate in the Rams actually practice it. It could be rest related after the rookie handled the season high carries. Be more telling. Yeah, it seems like he didn't get hurt in the game, and it seems like we won't really know what's up with Cam Akers until tomorrow rolls around, when that Wednesday practice is pretty crucial. All right, I'm gonna look at player news. No problem, Nani. No problem. How are you doing in your league right now, man? You're in the playoffs? I feel like at this point I'm rooting. I feel like I'm really rooting for your team, man. I want to see all the boys eat. What teams do you guys cheer for? Personally, I love. I'm a diehard Jets fan. It sucks. It hurts. But that's where we're at. That's interesting. You're a Chargers fan. That makes sense for being out in Australia. I'd assume you'd be like a West Coast, a fan of one of the West Coast teams. Chargers not pretty this week, man, but I would trade the world for Justin Herbert, man. I know that he didn't look great this week. Curtis Samuel on the COVID list is really nice for Moore and Anderson. No, I missed out by 1 week. No. Dang. Nani. I'm in my bag, bro. I wanted you to win a chip. Dang it. That sucks. But yeah, man, consolation bracket, get that first pick. I'd probably see first overall pick's always not always the best thing though. I would say that it'd probably be better if you could just have your pick of where you want to pick, if that makes sense. But at the same time, it's whatever. You said you're a Broncos fan. Ooh. I honestly think I'm too optimistic with the Jets. Well, here's the thing about the Broncos, man. You guys got literally everything but a quarterback. Your wide receivers are going to develop. It wasn't meant to happen this year. You're not gonna be a contender with all rookie wide receivers and stuff like that. But I love Hamler. I love Judy. Love Patrick. Love Cleveland. Love Fan. Like that's just you guys got some shit going for you, man. Judy's questionable. Okay, so there's not really anything else injury related. All right, boys. My tacos are, I'm going to trade it for first round and their second. Ooh. Now we're talking, Nani. All right, so here's the final waiver ads. The top 3 are guys I would use priority or fab on. The bottom 4 are guys that I would simply just add off waivers. Like I said, man, if you're new here, make sure you go down below and subscribe. Leave a like, comment. If you made it this far, Nani, Talking Sports, I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Thank you for staying here. Make sure you join the Discord. I think both of you guys, I think Nani's in the Discord. I know both of you guys are subscribed. I really appreciate it, man. I appreciate you guys sticking around and talking with me, talking me through these. It's been a great time. And I'm going to enjoy these tacos, man. So I'll see you guys in the next video for sure. Next live stream.